Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're just going to have a look through this new Metroid trailer. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers, there's going to be stuff I'm going to be talking about this as spoilers, so if you are trying to avoid that, don't watch this. But if you have seen the trailer, my my plan is to just talk through some thoughts and ideas as we go through this, and I will be pausing it and unpausing it as we go to look at things. Now, I could look at the Dread report to find the actual names of a lot of these items that are in this. I can't be bothered, so just bear with me on that. Hopefully I won't cough too much through this, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's get to it. So the trailer sort of picks up or starts off from the last trailer, where you see Samus looking at this broken door, basically. And we got a better look at her armor to start with, more of the Varia suit, or Varia, or whatever people call it. Look there. And then we get a look at... We're probably going to be the main villain of the game, I assume. Is this big Chozo man here. Now, it's interesting that we're finally getting to see, like, living Chozo in the game. I assume there may be more than one, but this is like Chozo warrior. On his left over here, he's got like an arm cannon that's very similar to Samus, similar armor and types, because obviously, if you don't know, in lore she grew up and the Chozo taught her a lot. But the thing with this dude is, I'm very skeptical whether this is actually a Chozo. There is a slight possibility that this could be an ex-parasite marauding around as a Chozo, which I think would be quite a cool twist. But if not, it's a Chozo warrior that's clearly very angry. And from Samus Returns, if you complete the game and get all of the memories, you find out that this might be the guy that actually murdered most of the other Chozo. It's like him and his warriors. So clearly he's after something here on this planet, whether that be to finish Samus off, or to test her, or to be here for something else, to find out about Metroid. Something's going on with this guy. He's clearly the main villain of the entire game. But I'm very curious to see if this is actually a Chozo, or if this is a robot, or if this is, an ex-parasite. It could be something that the Chozo made specifically to like go off and deal with threats, and then it's turned on them. Who knows? But we get a good look at him here. And then we get into some gameplay in a second. And we see these hieroglyphs of him. But we get to see a new ability straight away. This dashing ability. Again, if you want to look up the names of the moves, they are on the Dread report. Now, I believe with this you can dash around, and you can do it, I think it might be an Aeon ability, and you can dash 3 times left, right, left, right. Left, right, left. Or 3 times in one direction. This is going to be super awesome. It's going to make Samus feel incredibly... like more mobile, which is awesome. But you see here with Ziff, and then you see avoiding the enemy and shooting them. Here you see in this scene. In fact, let me just let's just slow this down a second and come back so we can actually take a look at it. I sped it up, didn't I? Instead of slowing it down. Whoops! I want that. Oops, a doodle. Right. You can see, like, here, boosts forward quite a distance, and then dodges the enemy and kills him. And then here you get to see Samus backdash twice before melee countering that enemy. So that's pretty cool. I might just leave this on at half speed for now, because it'd be easier to go through things and watch things in slow-mo. And then blast him. And then, oop. Here we have the Chozo guy. I'm just gonna, put it back to normal for the minute. So we don't have to... That's the wrong button. We don't have to listen to the sound in slow-mo. And he fires his blaster cannon, but Samus is more agile and just avoids him. And then we see him, like, launch towards her. And this is where we get a very big reveal. We get the return of Kraid. Now, this may got me asking questions, because Kraid you've killed twice, or assumed are dead, or 3 times technically if you include the remake of the first game. You've killed him a couple of times. So it's kind of interesting to see, like Ridley's been cloned, and like there's like Meta Ridley and other versions of Ridley, essentially. Or I say Ridley's been cloned, but he's been put back together basically after you've blown him up multiple times. But Kraid's an interesting character. I think him and Ridley were always considered like the famous bosses. You had like Kraid, Ridley, Mother Brain. They were always like the famous bosses. Like people do remember the other fights from like Super Metroid, but they're not Kraid and they're not Ridley. These two monsters that were very iconic to the series. So this asks, there's a lot of questions to be asked here. Like, is Kraid the name of the monster? Is that the type of breed of the monster? Is this the same Kraid you've already defeated once or twice? Is this a clone of Kraid? Like this, I'm really curious to see where they go with this, because it's like Ridley, you pretty much blow them up every time and they always come back. So, but this is the first time we've seen Kraid in ages. We've never saw him in a 3D Prime game or even Other M. But now we're getting to see a 3D model of him in a 2D game, and I imagine he's going to be... He's clearly a threat, but I wonder how much of a threat he's going to be, because if you don't know, when you fight Kraid originally, he's kind of an awkward boss fight. He's always been, to me, like Ridley's always been easier, but you always fight Ridley later on. But Kraid's an awkward boss because you have to get him to open his mouth and then fire stuff into his mouth. But usually what happens is the platforms will disappear and you're having to spend a lot of time jumping and avoiding. I kind of like see Kraid as a difficulty spike quite early on in Super Metroid. I think after that, most of the other bosses aren't that bad, but Kraid is quite a tough boss. But we get to see him in all his glory. Samus not giving two fucks, just charging up her ability, probably just blast him in the face. Now we see Samus going underwater here, and so confirmation that we will be doing underwater parts. And then this big enemy here, I don't know if this is a boss or not, but I'm assuming if this is a boss, this is probably where you get the gravity suit from, because you get later on you do it. We see there, we got a double jump. A double jump in a Metroid game? What is this? Look at that. Boop. So that's cool. Again, it's in the Dread report, so we've now got a double jump. It's got a different name. But that's really awesome that they've probably gotten rid of high jump. I mean, high jump is basically the same thing, and switched out for this double jump here. Ice missiles. Oh yeah, we get a load of stuff. Let me just knock this down to half speed. Oops. So got this big dude, then you get to see the double jump in whoop, better action. And now ice missiles. Ice missiles making a return from Fusion? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're from Fusion. Excuse me. Because I think in that game you have to use them to knock out the SAX. So that's cool. We're getting a nice look at these areas. I'm not gonna sit here and analyze every single little detail. I'm not Game Explain. I just want to go through the obvious stuff that's in this trailer. We've got the ice missiles back. We've got this thing called the cross bomb, which now blows up in 4 different directions. As you can see there, you can see the explosions going left and right, and you'll see it again here. And you're going up and to the right. So that's new. And then we return to this, and this is probably one of the coolest moments in the entire trailer. And I think this is what people really enjoyed. It's a very small moment, but you'll see if you notice it. Samus blasting this thing. See what happened there? Samus blasting this guy, and then she counters it like it's nothing. The melee counter itself has improved in this game anyway, so you can now like move. You don't have to be stationary to do it. But the fact that she's holding her own against this boss, and straight up, he just goes to attack her, and she's like, nah, mate. And poof, the counters are like... people forget, like... I think people forget that Samus is legit, like, one of the best badasses in gaming. It's like one of the coolest female characters that is just a badass. She doesn't need other people. Like, there are some... other upset people with some of the lore and the way that she was treated, but, like... What we're seeing here is Samus basically being like, seeing this threat, same with Kraid, like not even phased. She's just like, all right, well I've dealt with you before, and this guy, she's like, well I know I need to deal with this guy, this Chozo warrior, and is in literally in that moment shows you why you should give a shit, because she straight up just counters the guy like it's nothing, and that is probably one of my favourite moments of the entire trailer. Goes to charge, boom. Like, not even phased. And then I can't remember if it switches back, but I think this might be the bit with the super missile. No. Oh, so now we get to see this the grapple beam return. I think it's the grapple beam. But you can swing with it. Apologies. You can swing with it. You can also do some really cool things where you get to like pull yourself up with it. So we get the swinging. We get here where you've got these new tracks. These are called the spider tracks, I think. And then you have the new spider grip. But now you can like fire, jump to them. You see Samus here using it in a very long range, doing the same things you could do in Returns to pull this. You see that activate. Now we get some interesting robot things. Now we get another new weapon. This is essentially the Seeker missile. It's got a new, longer name. But basically what this thing does is you can lock onto multiple targets and it fires 15 rockets, I think it is. You see it used there. And she hits all the switches at the same time to open that door. You can see here she's targeting enemies. Fire at 2 different enemies. And then this big robot right in front of her. Oops. Just bring that back. Just takes out these guys, takes out these guys. Alright, now this is a cool scene. Super missiles. Oh, damn it. You get to see Samus use a super missile on this Chozo warrior. But as you can see, doesn't really do much. If anyone's watched the Marvel films, it kind of reminds me of what happens when Iron Man hits Thanos. Cracks this guy's armor, and yeah. Now you pissed him off. He's got some zippy move. And then we get to see this guy here, who is, I think has been confirmed as a combat robot. And he looks pretty fun. I assume you'll be fighting these throughout the game. Here's the thing, right? There are a lot of threats in this game now. We've got the Emmy. We've got this Chozo warrior. We've got these Chozo robots. Like, this game, I think, is going to be seriously difficult. Because you've got a lot of people to avoid and deal with. I mean, it depends how much you have to come up, you know, what you come up against, but it makes me excited, man. Like, I am really, this trailer pretty much, like, I was already sold on the game, but this trailer is like, whew. And now we've got Speed Booster, which is cool. We get to see Samus using that, and Shine Spark, probably two of the, and Screw Attack. So let's just go back there, because we've let's slow this stuff down. So we can go over that a bit better and look at what these... Apologies about the sound. So we see, like, using the boost ability to get out of the way, which, the fact that they're making Samus so mobile and that there's so many abilities in this is awesome. Anyway, yeah, so we see Speed Booster kick in, so she runs through these blocks, and then we get to see Shine Spark. And Shine Spark being this classic ability from these games where when you have Speed Booster, I think you hold down and then you pick a direction, hit jump, and you could just blast through tons of things. Only then to be followed up by Screw Attack. Screw Attack is one of the best abilities in all of Metroid. And what I'm hoping is they've combined Screw Attack and Space Jump. So... no, they kind of have the looks to it. And then we got Samus here using Screw Attack to fire missiles. Or not fire missiles, but fire missiles at this guy. While also using Screw Attack to get out of the way. She counters out of the way of that thing before getting hit by it. These look like Chozo warrior things as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. And then, I can't figure out here... I'll show off more in a minute. It's a bit more of Kraid. I assume Samus is about to super missile him in the mouth. We just get to see a lot of different enemies. We've got a big guy there in suit, possibly more Chozo related stuff. I can't figure out if this guy is sucking the life out of Samus with this cannon, because it feels like he says something to her, and she kind of does that, which that to me reminds me of the SAX. When you get that zoom in on the SAX, so I'm like, ooh, that's creepy. And that is the trailer. And obviously there's probably stuff in there, there's more theories and things in there that you could probably pick up on, and then there he is behind. Come on. Come on, mister. There he is. Who's cracked eye. And we get the iconic Metroid music. So my thoughts are this, right? Like, I'm not going to go through there and, like I said, nitpick every little thing. I wanted to look mainly at Samus's abilities and this enemy and stuff. I think Mercury Steam seem to be making a game here that is really going to be phenomenal. Like, I know it's hard to... I really shouldn't be saying stuff like that before the game's out, but look how cool Samus looks in this trailer. Like, we've got like Seeker missiles, we've got, you know, her fighting and deflecting against that boss, we've got the grapple beam, we've got all kinds of stuff going on there. We've got cross bombs, we've got speed booster, we've got shine sparks back, we've got a melee counter that works more efficiently. we got you know, ice missiles back. We got a ton of, they are going ham in this, and they are giving so many abilities and things like that to the player, and I am so excited that we're actually going to be getting a ton of things to play with, really, and that's super exciting. You know, I can't wait for this game to roll around and finally see. You know, I didn't think I'd be that excited about the story, but you know, we are getting to a point where there's a lot going on here. We've got the robots that they showed off. We've now got this Chozo guy. We've got Kraid. I imagine Ridley's probably going to make an appearance in some form, possibly even Mother Brain. There's so much going on. It's yeah, it's pretty wild what we've got right now, but I am very, very excited. Hopefully you guys are too, and I really hope this game does well. This is what the Metroid series needs right now. They need to just go ham, put everything in the game, and really get everybody as excited as I think many people already are. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, then hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below as always. And until next video, I will see you then.